to the beautiful Ritz-Carlton Hotel here in downtown Toronto as Bullion Boxing, in association with I Am Gold, proudly present an evening of championship boxing for your entertainment. This event is brought to you under the supervision of the Ontario Athletic Commission. Director in attendance at ringside, Mr. Ken Hayashi. Jeremy Abbott.
So we kick off the festivities this evening, John, with a welterweight tilt between Jeremy Abbott and Junmar Emon. Here comes Jeremy Abbott. He has 3 wins, 3 losses in his pro career, 2 wins by way of knockout. McBain doesn't have the counter for it as he threw a punch.
Junmar Emon.
We caught up with Junmar Emon earlier, and here's what he had to say about getting in the head of his opponents.
Hey, this is Boxing 101. I'm with Junmar Emon. Now, Junmar, usually you're at a bit of a reach disadvantage because you're usually the shorter guy in the ring.
Absolutely.
So I just want to figure out how you get inside on taller fighters with a bit more reach.
Sure thing. All right, so first thing I look for is his feet. See where his stance, where he puts his weight, and then I make my move, all right? The way I get in is with my feet, all right? So what I do a little bit of a fake, right? Throw a little punch here, and step in with my feet. Okay, I don't really care if the punches land or not. It's just my way in.
Okay, so if someone's constantly throwing a jab out because they're a taller guy,
yeah,
how do you get past them?
Yeah, usually that means when they're throwing out their jab, their weight is on their front foot. All right, so what I do is I move, transfer it back, and then get in. All right,
all right.
That's basically it.
That's Boxing 101 with Junmar Emon.
The judges for this bout, Alan Davis, Kelly Zoldership.
As we take a look, there's a very interesting story, John, in this story. Apparently, Jeremy Showtime Abbott made a commitment to dedicate this fight to a child close to him. He'll be donating a portion of his fight purse towards a 9-year-old Filipino-Canadian boy named Cyrus Jacob Midias, who's recovering from brain camps. And Abbott actually went to Junmar before the fight, and Junmar and his camp have agreed to make a donation as well. So a part of each man's purses are going towards this child. What a story.
That's amazing. That's pretty amazing, and that's the type of thing that you don't see enough of in boxing, especially with the fighters. You know, the fans need to see that human side to fighters sometimes. So that's a great story.
52.2 wearing the black trunks. His professional record, 4 wins, only 1 defeat, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. From Toronto, Ontario.
As Junmar Emon gets his introduction inside the Ritz-Carlton here, and you can even see, I mean, when Junmar was making his rounds, Abbott shook, pumped fists with him and his trainer, so there's already that respect here in this fight.
Right. And you know what? Sometimes those end up being the best fights. It's an amazing thing, just like with Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti. They liked each other so much, and the fight spoke for themselves.
So how did you do it then? If you had this respect for your opponent, or even if he was your friend, how did you turn that off and sort of have that killer instinct when the bell rang?
You know, it might be a type of thing like with your brother. You're always competitive with your brother, because I had a friend of mine who actually lived with me at my house. He was a roommate of mine on amateur trips, and we had the fight of the year in 1987, so it was a crazy thing.
Interesting. As we get started here in our first contest of the evening, Junmar Emon with the black trunks and Showtime Jeremy Abbott with the white, and already you can see various spirited shots to open the round.
Right now, just based on what I see here, even before they started boxing, I could see that.
Oh, and a knockdown there early. showtime, and he hits the canvas, but he looks to be okay. I think he'll be able to continue. What did you see there in terms of that knockdown?
Just, you know, sometimes guys start exchanging too early in a fight. They're not loosened up, and they don't take as good of a punch. Hopefully for Abbott, that's the case.
Now, it also has to be said that Abbott hasn't fought professionally in about a year, so there may be some ring rust here.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And like I say, to come back and start trading punches so early in a fight, sometimes the guy, you know, it takes some guys 2 or 3 rounds to get loosened up to where they can take the punches better.
Junmar Emon, the last time on Championship Boxing here on Rogers TV, won a very hotly a very hotly contested unanimous decision to Brandon Cook. Since then, he went to the Dominican Republic, won 2 fights, and here he is back in Canada to try and continue that streak. And it's already he's up on the scorecards with that knockdown. And it looks like he's getting the better of the positional battles.
Right. I think you know, sometimes when you get caught like that and you get dropped early in a fight, you know, you're already a little bit nervous. It could throw you off, and you don't have your footing yet. So he needs to keep that jab working and stop letting his opponent get to the body so much.
He tries the body shot right there, does Abbott. How do you get that fact that you were floored on the canvas? Maybe whether it was a lucky shot or whether you saw it coming and it was just the force. How do you take that out of your head and continue on with the game plan?
You know, that's the difference between a lot of fighters. You have to be mentally strong to literally just erase it from your memory. Some fighters can do it, some can't. It's little things like that that make the difference between a Sugar Ray Leonard and another guy. Now, for Junmar, I wouldn't hold back too much here thinking that he's got the round just because you scored the knockdown, because if he lets Abbott, you know, outpunch him for the rest of the round, it could easily be an even round.
It looks like Abbott is bleeding from his mouth. It may have been a cut on his lip, but it looks like something is cut open there as we're getting to the final seconds of round number 1. Back and forth, but really the difference here was the knockdown.
Right, definitely. It was a pretty even round otherwise.